So, hello everyone, my name is Space Croquette, and thank you very much to Retro Gaming Live to invite us. So today we will speedrun Horizon Chase Turbo, and to help me with that I have Valkyrie, and I am honored to be to have Barry Leitch with us. So hello everyone, hello Valky, hello Barry.
Hello, hello.
The category what we are going to run is a tournament amateur where we have to do all 4 races. The world record is 32:27, holding by myself, and we will try to beat this one live. It would be nice. So I think the best things what we can do is to present this game first, and the best one who can do that is Barry. Barry, explain why you are the best to do that, to present this game today. And I will start the timer right now.
Well, I am the composer of the music for Horizon Chase Turbo, as well as a whole bunch of other games, and the original inspiration for this, which is the old Super Nintendo game Top Gear, which some of you may remember if you're old as dirt like I am.
Of course I have. I have played this game to death, so that's probably why I'm playing Horizon Chase Turbo 2 now today.
I think it sounds a lot prettier when you say the name, because with the French accent.
Yeah, Top Gear. I'm playing Top Gear. But it's also inspiration of all other games like Lotus Turbo Challenge, Outrun, and things like that. That's
Yeah, there's a lot of history to it. I mean, Top Gear was originally just a knockoff racing game for the Super Nintendo. Gremlin didn't have a Super Nintendo game or a racing game on the Super Nintendo, and they needed one, so they just converted their Lotus game to it. Sold that. And surprisingly, out of all the countries in the world, in South America, Top Gear it's Mario famous. It's as famous as the Super Mario Brothers game. It's crazy. Everybody knows the music from it.
Yes, I know it. So, and I'm not. That's off. And this game is maybe Valky, you can explain a bit now how the game is working. That's typical old arcade racing game.
Yeah, you basically keep your foot on the gas.
Yeah.
So yes, hello everyone, Valkyrie here. So basically the game, even if it has very cool graphics, very cool music, etc., it works basically the same way as the retro games in the 90s. Because the game basically displays part of the track in front of you and part of the track behind you, but it doesn't display the entire track at the same time because it takes too much storage and too much memory.
And this game is and the way also it's a peppish roll, if I can say that.
Yeah, so I don't have the exact word for that in English, but you basically, from the point of view of the game, your car is static. It doesn't move.
The street move, and is just rolling under you.
Well, that was because of the graphics limitations on the old system.
And they have
certainly gave it a unique gameplay.
They have captured that perfectly in this game, where you really have to dodge all the cars. For me, it's more than a racing game. It's more a game where you dodge from the left to the right permanently, and actually that's exactly like the game was before. They created this illusion of the graphic, or the race was moving under your car, and the illusion is perfect actually.
It really surprised me how well the game came out. I mean, I wrote most of the music, if not all of the music, when I hadn't seen the game. All I had seen was some static pictures of boxes basically on a road. You know, the car artwork wasn't done. And finally, when they did release it, they released it on the iOS to start with, just Horizon Chase World Tour. And I had borrowed my daughter's iPad so I could play it. It was just mind-blowing seeing how good the game came out.
That's they had a lot of problem for that while developing the game, because they wanted to recreate this 90s 80s feeling from Lotus Turbo Challenger or from Top Gear, and they couldn't find the way that the car is turning. Actually, I can just do it like this, and my car is turning anyway in the street. So here I crashed because I was making stupid things, but that's we can see that the car is turning by itself from the thing, and they found this retro feeling about it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely plays very well. I really enjoy playing it, and it's one of the few games you can sit down and play with your kids. You know, it's got split screen multiplayer, so you can have up to 4 players.
And that's it, yeah.
Yeah, just getting to sit down and play a game with your kids or parents or anybody could play this game. It's a nice, simple, old-fashioned game. Just race around.
So maybe I will try to start to concentrate, because at the moment I'm not doing a very good time, and I will try to dodge more, and maybe we can...
Yeah, I don't want to put any pressure on you. I mean, you've got me here after all. I mean, I'm hoping that you manage to break a world record. If you don't, it's going to be a bit embarrassing.
I don't have to prove anything anymore. But maybe, Velki, you can explain one thing, why it's interesting to describe this game as a game where you try to dodge all other cars, and why it's important.
Yeah, I wanted to comment that you made a very good transition, boy. So basically, this game, you have several cars, and all the cars have several features, including speed, including acceleration, including handling, etc. And the main purpose of the game is obviously to do the fastest time possible. But in order to do that, the best way to achieve the best time is to avoid as many mistakes as possible. Because even if you slow down a little bit to avoid crashing into a car or into a pole during a turn, it's still better to lose a little bit of speed rather than completely crash and lose more time.
Yeah, you definitely got to just take your finger off the gas for just a split second. It automatically applies brakes. Real simple control.
And
that's why the handling feature is really it's really a key in that game, because without handling you cannot really do anything.
You think I'll always spend my upgrade points on the top gear, the top speed?
Well, it can be a solution if you really know the tracks well, and if you also maybe have luck because of the AI's behaviors. But I would say that maybe for the beginners, beginning with a more prevalent car would be better.
So I was we were asked to shut up in the chat just to hear the music a bit more. So
the music, you guys can, if you go to barryleitch.com, you can there's links to Amazon and Bandcamp and all the places you can listen to sound. You can listen to the soundtrack on Spotify.
Yeah, it's just that Horizon Child original soundtrack and anywhere.
So I try to
YouTube as well.
I just try to, while driving, to make the sound up. So is it? I try. try. Is it better now?
Multitask speedrunner.
I think it's better now.
I like this track. I like the easy tracks. Some of the later tracks are crazy hard.
This one is okay, yeah. But it's not so easy with this car. That's something which is interesting for people who want to speedrun this game. Just take any car and you can run the game. There is not... So, yeah, it's half through what I will say, but you can theoretically do a good speedrun with all the car of all the game. You don't have... You just doesn't have to take this car to make a time, and that's something which is really interesting. And if you look at the leaderboard on speedrun.com, you will see that the 4 first player on the leaderboard has 3 different cars, and that's something really cool.
Got me tempted to try it now. See how fast I could do it.
Well, obviously, picking a fastest car, I mean, a car with the highest maximum speed is obviously better, but it's maybe riskier if you don't have enough handling.
So
And gasoline usage as well.
Yes.
So for people who like to hear the music, this music that you hear right now was actually in Top Gear, so we are allowed to say that Barry was a bit foul here, a bit lazy to do that. But for this one, it was an easy one for Barry. Or is it easy? Let's say, is it easy to make a remake of the original music?
Yeah, it's easy to make a remake, but I didn't want to do this tune. This is the one tune that I didn't want to remake, because so many other people, I mean, if you go and look on YouTube for Top Gear Super Nintendo cover versions, there's tons of them. It becomes like almost a standard piece for guitarists to try and play, because it's so difficult to play on the guitar. So all these Brazilians pick up the guitar and try and play it. It's fascinating to see the results they come up with, and because so many people have done versions of it, I didn't want to do just another cover version of it, but they kept pestering me. They wanted one for an Easter egg. It was initially going to be an Easter egg inside the game. So like when you finished it, unlock this tune.
Yeah, they have hidden in the last DLC one Easter egg with the music. With the old music, they have done one.
No, the DLC stuff has been.
Okay.
There was one DLC for Porto Alegre, which is the developer's hometown. The developers are Brazilian.
Oh, this one is amazing.
Yeah, you like that Duprati track?
Both races and both musics are really amazing. It's a banger, really.
And then there was the Ayrton Senna DLC, which was all officially licensed stuff. That was fun to do. I mean, if you watch Ayrton Senna's life story stuff, they've made movies about this guy. He's just incredible, racing driver.
So someone in the chat said he recognized instantly the music of Top Gear. So Barry, you have made a good job. That's nice.
Well, there's a few little musical references I put into Top Gear. I mean, Top Gear was written in... I did the music for Top Gear in 5 days. I had never worked on a Super Nintendo sound chip before. The manuals for it were all in Chinese or Japanese. So I couldn't read the instructions, and I'm sitting there, I'm expected to write music for this game.
You have done well.
In the end, I think I wrote that first tune, and by the time I finished that first tune, I realized that there wasn't going to be enough time to write 5 or 6 more tunes. So that was how we ended up grabbing some music from Lotus 1 and Lotus 2, converting them, adding some arpeggios, trying to make it sound good in the Super Nintendo.
That's why I always found the two first music, the main title of Top Gear and the first race, somehow very similar and different, but somehow they have something very similar in the sound. So
it's the same chord progression. I started in the same place just to for continuity. I wanted to make a whole new title tune, but I wanted to have it kind of recognizable. So I started with the same chord progression and silly arpeggios, because people seem to like all those fast notes. Kind of like how Bach used to write his music with lots of interesting arpeggios.
So
it's nice here. I can see all the things people are saying about Top Gear. That's nice. Thank you. And then if only Muse would have paid me royalties.
So this race is, for me, as for the speedrun, one of the difficult, because the turns are so tight that it's and to avoid all the other cars, that's terrible.
Yeah, I think the green road throws you off a bit as well.
To give a better explanation to what Space Croquette said, is that this car in particular, so the Knight Rider, has the worst handling of all the game, and also is one of the largest cars, so its hitbox is a disadvantage to it.
Yeah, the hitbox of this car is horrible.
Because all the cars that don't have the same hitbox, like you take some lighter cars like the Deja Vu or the Walker X, they have damn it.
A smaller hitbox.
Pioneer, yes, a smaller hitbox. Thank you. They have a smaller hitbox than some large cars as Knight Rider or the LA 275.
I'm surprised you didn't use some. You could have used the Volkswagen camper van.
Yes, you can too, yeah, but it's not very efficient in a speedrun.
No.
So this race was okay. So now we are coming in a very hard race.
I hope you've been practicing.
Yeah, it's like practice. So it looks easy, but it's also not easy, because try to dodge all of the cars. We can explain why it's important to dodge, because of the 3 different tiers of speed.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, when you play the game, you can see that just below the speed counter, you have like the RPM. It's like represented with some bars, and you can see that the car have several, I wouldn't say gears, but some speed stages. Can be described as speed stages. And you reach the first stage quite fast, and then you have 2 other stages. The first one is the full speed, which you have when you don't realize any mistake. And if you do realize mistake, like driving in the grass or touching an opponent, you will lose a little bit of speed. And if you then your speed will be like limited to the max speed, minus around 14 or 15 kilometers per hour. And that's why it's really important to not touch anything or drive in the grass, because you will really lose more speed than if you slow down and dodge everything.
It's really important to say. Yeah. Go on. No.
I was just saying it's punishment for being a bad driver.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's exactly that. The thing that the it's not like Oh, I mean, it's not like the standard cars where, okay, I lose speed, but I directly can come back to the maximum speed directly. No, the game punish you and block your speed for a few seconds because you have touched something. And that's why it's really important to dodge everything. And that's actually what I like in this game. More than the racing itself, that's the dodging what you have left and right, and trying to. It doesn't matter if I am inside the curve or outside the curve. You will go in the curve as fast. That's the same speed. And
he got the game for free on Epic, but he didn't like the music.
But yeah, basically the three main keys to achieve a good run is the car choice. So about the speed, the handling, etc. Obviously the skill about the racing lines, how you drive the car, how you dodge the obstacles. And I have to admit that you have a lot of luck. I mean, it depends on the races, but in some races, like the Brazilian races in Brasilia, you can just throw completely your run.
The thing is, you can. I don't know if you knew that, Barry, when you were playing with yourself, but if you look at the cars, and that's exactly the same as in the 90s, the cars are doing a permanent movement from left to right on the street. It doesn't matter if they are in a turn or not. They're always going left, right, left, right. Look at the black cart in front of me. She go to the left, and now she go to the right, and she will say go to there. And the orange make exactly the same. She go to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. So yes, it's random. The position of the car are random at the beginning, but when you know how the random works, you can really use it. And
it's not rocket.
And it's really interesting to see. You can. They are going max speed outside of the curve, but no problem. They can take it. And when you know that, you know how to take the curve. Sometimes outside, sometimes inside.
Yeah, it's one of those games that's easy to pick up but difficult to master. You just gotta get used to how the enemies work. I mean, you got to think back to 1991 when the Super Nintendo didn't have enough processing power to be able to have some convincing artificial intelligence for the opposing players.
Yeah.
Just make them bounce from left to right. It worked.
And it was working perfectly. And yeah.
So this tune is called Brazilian Street Race. It's what I imagined a street race in Brazil would sound like, with the carnival drums and stuff.
Yeah. To make the music for each street, you had only picture and info. You couldn't play the race, or never saw how it looked like before, or.
No, they were very, very secretive with the information they gave me. It was very minimal. I just knew I had to write the music in the style of Top Gear, and I could get crazy with it. They basically let me write whatever I want, so I had a lot of fun writing these.
And how did they contact? How did they come in contact with you for this game?
They messaged me on Facebook, and they sent me a message saying, "Hey, we're Brazil's biggest software developer, and we want to make a game kind of like Top Gear. You want to do the music?" I was surprised. I was like, "They make video games in Brazil? I didn't know this." I didn't even know until recently that Top Gear had been so popular in South America. It's crazy, but since then I've been down to Brazil a couple of times. I've been to Peru. Everybody knows the Top Gear games down there. Nuts.
There is also a big reason for that. The new console in those countries was probably too expensive, and the old console has a way longer lifespan than the.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. I mean, Sony, when they first did the PlayStation 1, I think it was just so expensive. They have crazy taxes in Brazil, so to import a video game system from Japan it would double the price of the taxes.
Yeah.
But if they were manufactured in Brazil, I think Nintendo manufactured their hardware in Brazil. They had a factory there. So lots of people had Super Nintendos, and the games were just still pretty good.
I still have one.
I never had one. The games were too expensive.
But actually, I don't have one anymore. I have a Super Nintendo Mini now.
Yeah. I saw one of those in Peru. We played the Top Gear on it.
Yeah, actually, you know what? They doesn't put any Top Gear on the Super Nintendo Mini.
Really?
Yeah, they forget it. So I had to add one somehow. I will not tell how because it's forbidden, but so if people want to see it, that's.
Well, the first
Do not make illegal things.
It's not illegal. I have used my intelligence to put Top Gear on my Super Nintendo Mini.
Your intelligence.
and Google.
But yeah, Barry, I have to admit that overall the music that you've made showed really well to the game.
Thanks.
That's
And particularly the main theme of the Sinner DLC. I love it.
Excellent, thank you. It was an honor to do the Senna stuff. I mean, just trying to write an anthem for. They gave me the. Senna has his own anthem. It's a piece of music. They call it the victory theme.
yes.
And they gave me that piece of music as a reference, and I started trying to write something that sounded like it, that was just in the horizon. We weren't sure if we were going to get the rights to use that actual piece of music, and so I was trying to arrange it in a style with the Horizon Chase instrument, it sounds like the Retrothon tune. But it didn't look like we were going to get the rights to use it, so I had to edit out all the references to the victory theme, which is a little sad. Maybe I need to re-release that someday.
Because I personally had a chance with some other people to beta test this DLC, and yeah, I was really amazed.
Nice. And in the end, they actually got the rights to that piece of music. It's in there as an Easter egg somewhere. Then a victory thing.
So I just have to concentrate on this one because the token is. I have to.
Oh yeah.
This token is a bit tricky to take, so.
I forgot to speak about the tokens that you maybe have noticed through the speedrun. So basically, every track except the bonus one in the World Tour campaign have tokens. In the World Tour, you need to collect all the tokens to obtain Pro token at the end of the race by finishing first and collecting all the tokens, so it can have 10, 15, 20 or more, depending on the race. And it counts for the total progression of the game. So basically, if you have all Pro tokens, you completed the game. But in this particular mode, so the tournament, token have been replaced by Nitro token, and if you manage to collect all the token in the race, you obtain a bonus Nitro, which is compulsory to achieve a good time and to hopefully beat the world record. And
the best strategy is not to take them all like they are coming. It's they are token. I leave them extra for the next turn because it will be in better position for the extra nitro, for example.
So yeah.
I was going to say the placing of all those the tokens and stuff is absolutely fiendish. The game designer Felipe Dalmolin, he's a fun guy, but he definitely made it difficult to finish some of these levels. You have to be counterintuitive at times. You know, if your corner's going to the left, instead of steering to the left, you may have to be on the very right-hand side of the track to catch the token. It's difficult.
That's
And it makes for some fun replayability.
oh,
And naturally, catching a token comes with the hitbox of the core.
Yeah.
Also with the
And,
handling.
the pro tip I got from Felipe was to save your turbos until the last lap, and then just use them all in the last lap at full speed. Then you should be able to win most of the races.
that's a good strategy for the World Tour, but for the speedrun, that's a terrible advice.
For speedrun, it's better to use, be as fast as possible in the beginning to be ahead of all the rest of the opponents.
Yeah, that's the point here. Here I am in the traffic jam, and then that's horrible because every time I hit, then my speed is blocked, and then I cannot. So here it went good, and now it will be easier. So. And the
Somebody was just saying there that they thought the tone of the timbre of the guitars was excellent. But,
yeah,
most of the guitars in the game are synthesized guitars, just fed through distortion effects and stuff. There's some live guitar on the title piece, which came out really well.
they are really cool. Yeah, that's.
And I wanted to add that about what Barry said. So Felipe is one of the game developers of Horizon Chase 2.
Yes, the designer. We had a face-off, or a race when I was down in Brazil. I challenged him because I wanted to see if I was better than him at it, and it was a draw. We played several races, and we kept drawing with each other. You know, first it was the best racer, whoever wins the most of 3 races, and then we did 5 races, and then 7. We just kept going neck and neck. So we agreed that I would be the North American champion and he would be the South American champion.
What a funny conclusion.
I'm pretty sure now that the whole Horizon Chase Turbo community want to try to fight you now.
I'm getting old. My reaction times are slowing down. I do like to sit and play the early tracks. The easy tracks are fun to race on. Some of the later ones, like the Indian one, oh my god, it's so difficult.
There is one I still have problem with it. That's the I don't remember the name.
Field of Flowers or something, I think.
With the volcano and things like that.
Oh, Kilauea.
And you have the street with moving under you, and you never know where you are. And I have another.
Oh, it's Ashes.
Ashes, yeah. And I have another. There is another race where I have a big of problem. That's something with flower something, where you have flower. Field of flower.
In Hawaii.
Maybe in Hawaii. The problem I have, I am colorblind, so yeah. And this all color in the background are making me crazy when I'm looking the screen, and it's for me very difficult to follow the street. That's very hard.
I had a hard time with the night races. I don't know if it's just because my eyes are old, but I struggled with them.
So, unfortunately, we are already at the last race. So,
Really?
yeah, you see, you didn't believe me when I asked you, come, I can do it under 1 hour, and say, what? Is it possible?
Yes,
I say that a lot.
as he said, his world record is 32 minutes and 27 seconds.
So I'm already over it. But,
Very impressive.
oh, I made a mistake. It will not be world record, unfortunately. But it will be maybe a sub 33, and it will be already not so bad. What's your time, Velki?
32 and 44.
So I think it's not possible anymore.
Yeah, I did a time with a dynamite under 33 minutes, which is quite good.
So
Considering that the Knight Rider has a hidden feature and it's Nitro duration, which is longer than any other card, and it's the only card which has this duration in the game.
Wow.
So 33-15. It's underestimate. That's nice.
So what was the world record?
It's unfortunately not a world record, but actually for you, Barry, if I can, we take the video, we put your name, you put, and then that's your record. But we have to do it. We have to do it. We say it. We have to find 4 players. I will contact the team, and we will make a 4-player session and try to take the world record, the co-op world record, to 4 players. I think it will be. I think it's possible. The time is about 10 minutes more than what we have done right now. So I think that's possible. Yeah.
Could be fun.
The category Horizon Chase Turbo Barry any percent V. That would be very nice. So
That would be fun.
thank you very much, Retrothon and Retro Game Live, to have us here. Thank you very much, Velki, and thank you very much, Barry, to have taken time to be with us. That was incredible, and so I think we say bye bye. So bye bye.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.